Hey y'all, welcome to Grwm. My name is Cam and I'm really excited that you decided to be here. Today is just going to be a very chill, chatty, get ready with me kind of catch-up session. I'm going to kind of talk about where I've been, talk about how I'm feeling about YouTube, how I'm feeling about content creation. I also want to show y'all the makeup look I've been gravitating most towards. Simple and sort of like basic, clean ballet girl, like whatever TikTok trend you want to call it. It's very just basic and soft and femme. That's kind of what I've been leaning into and easy. So I want to show y'all that. And yeah, I just want to catch up because it has been a bit since I have posted. And if you do happen to be new, you're welcome. Like I said, my name is Cam. I'm a non-binary trans femme creator. I like to discuss beauty through different lenses, such as conscious consumerism, through gender identity, and how my identity as a non-binary trans woman intersects with how I enjoy the beauty space, etc., etc. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe, but no worries if you want to catch the vibe first before you make that, life-shattering decision. And if you want to give this video a like, either way, it helps me a lot in the wild, wild west of the YouTube algorithm. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I do have brows on, as you may be able to tell. I've been back to basics. I had been using a brow pen with my refy, I think is how you say it, brow pomade, but I just really wanted a pencil look, and I kind of wanted it to look more clean and filled in and almost blocky. So that's what I've been doing lately. This shade is a little warm for me. It's espresso in the NYX pencil, although I use espresso in the NYX pen and it's a lot darker and cooler than this. So I don't know what's going on at NYX HQ. I don't know if any of us do. But anyway, gosh, how should we get started? This is the type of makeup I have been gravitating toward. I do want to show y'all how I achieve the look. I always love when people say achieve the look, how I achieve the look. But I'm not going to talk too much about products, but I may stop and periodically talk about products. I'm going to go in with something that's fairly new to my collection, the Westman Atelier liquid super loaded drop things. I have mine in peau, so I don't know how that's how you say that. I just put on a weird vague French accent to try to talk my way through that. And I'm just gonna use my hands. This reminds me a lot of Glossier Future Dew. If Glossier Future Dew cost $58. I think it was $58. It was really expensive, but I was curious about it because I'd heard Michelle Wong talk about it, and she really liked it as, especially an under eye primer, which I do find it nice at. It's lovely. It's a great texture, very dewy. Makeup lays well on it. It does leave quite a bit of slip on your skin, and not just slip, but a bit of tackiness. I feel like some people might not love how much it kind of lingers on the skin and changes the texture. I don't mind that as somebody with dry skin. I feel like I often need that. So if you have, I don't know if it's the most oil skin friendly product, but I do like it. I think at best it has a citrusy scent. At worst, I would describe it as kind of oh gosh, I had the comparison in my mind. Pledge. It kind of smells like Pledge. It kind of smells like Pledge if Pledge came out with a candle that cost $50. But it does smooth out the skin. I did my skincare forever ago. It's night when I'm filming this, so I definitely need some hydration and some life in my skin. So I do think that helped. And it is a nice priming step. I also like to mix it in with things to make them dewier or lighten the coverage. That's something I did with Glossier Future Dew. I find Glossier Future Dew to be a little bit more oily and this is more serum-y, I would say. At the end of the day, I think I prefer Glossier Future Dew because the price point is so much better. I also like that it has a pump. I've heard this a lot about different Westman Atelier packaging, but it's kind of hard to open. It's kind of hard to get the cap back on once you get it off, and then you the squeeze. I don't know. It's not the most accessible or easy to use packaging. Fine enough. It's not super luxe, but it is cute and tiny. So I have been gravitating toward a lot more coverage lately in my base products, and I've gotten that without it being too heavy by layering things and then actually using a powder foundation, which is not something I normally do, but especially on days like today where I didn't shave today because I just can't shave every day. It really irritates my skin if I do that. So I shave every other day, and I haven't shaved yet today, and it's the end of the day, so I definitely have a lot. I mean, any trace of facial hair is more than I want, but I have a lot of facial hair showing right now, so I will be using like a good amount of like color correction and powder to try to blur my facial hair out, which is a little bit different than how I previously have been doing my makeup. I really like light coverage, and if I didn't have facial hair, I'd be very comfortable with light coverage, but my facial hair makes me very insecure, so I'm going to be doing a lot more coverage than you may be used to me doing, I guess, on an average everyday basis. If you are used to the channel, if you have watched the channel before. I'm rusty at this, clearly. So where have I been? So I did Clove Mist. That was pretty much a success in my eyes. I thought it went well. And I thought I was going to like launch right into January with kind of not like the same upload schedule, not as intense, but a pretty similar like 2 videos a week, continuing off the momentum I had in Clove Mist, knowing that January is like slower month for YouTube growth, but still like barreling toward 1,000 subscribers. That's like my ultimate goal. I mean, not ultimate, I guess, but that is like the nearest goal for me right now. Is I would really love to hit 1,000 subscribers. It'll come when it comes. Like, I don't know, I'm not too stressed about it, especially since I haven't been posting. It was interesting. This thing happened to me. I'm gonna do something else while I talk about this so that we're getting ready together. I'm gonna use a combo of this LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is also fairly new to me. It is in the shade Cool Pink Corrector. And then I'm gonna use the Saie Concealer in HB1. If you have seen my declutter, you will know that I decluttered this, but something I should update you on is that I have been much more embracing kind of the pink in my skin and the fairness of my skin, and like trying to match up here instead of necessarily matching like the darkest parts of my body. I'm pretty fair right now. This is pretty light for me and brightens my face a lot, and I really enjoyed getting the brightness from it. And then by the time I put on contour, bronzer, all of that stuff, it all just kind of really goes well with my neck and my chest. Times when I am going a little bit darker with my complexion, and maybe it matches my actual face shade more, but it doesn't brighten at all, and then I put the darker, you know, bronzer contour on, it really looks detached from my body at times. So I've just been going in with lighter complexion products is what I'm trying to say, and going for like brightness. And I've also been using this to just color correct all over my face, because I've just like, I probably should incorporate some skincare thing, but my skin's just been like a little bit dull, I would say. A little bit dull. I'm actually going to put this on my hand first because this applicator sucks at dispersing product. And then I'm going to go in with the Saie Concealer. And now I'm going to actually talk about my personal things. I was ready to jump right into YouTube, get the ball rolling for the year. I had 2 videos filmed, maybe even 3. Like, I was ready. And I usually approach the new year with the classic American, like, I need to change everything about myself, and I need to make sure that I am starting a new routine, like fitness routine. I need to readjust my career expectations. And then something in me shifted. And I think I saw memes about this. Everyone thinks January is a time to like start like really hustling and working hard, or like start changing a lot, but actually it makes more sense for January to be a time where we go inward and we start to find like peace with ourselves, and like start kind of like making ourselves feel comfortable and not challenging ourselves too much. And that's kind of what I ended up doing. I also will say I was starting to feel on beauty Instagram like I was absorbing a lot that I didn't necessarily want to absorb from other people, whether it was like, and I'm not talking about anyone in specifically at all, or any actual situation. It was just the vibe I very much was catching. It's about me, not anybody else. I just felt like I was absorbing a lot of other people's opinions, what they were going through, and I didn't necessarily want to. Like, that sounds maybe selfish, but I just wasn't, and it's interesting, I wasn't in a bad headspace. I just didn't necessarily want to interact that much. I kind of was like, just like getting, that's my dog. His eyes are open, but he's snoring. I don't know what's going on. I just felt like I really needed to take a step back from being as online as I was, from being on Instagram as much as I was, because I was checking Instagram a lot. I was interacting with people a lot, and a lot of those people are people I really love. I just was like, oh my gosh, I just felt like I had a lot of noise in my head and I couldn't focus on what I actually wanted to do. And I was like, I'm going to delete Instagram for a while, which I did. I think I deleted Instagram for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. And I really enjoyed it. And now I'm back on Instagram, I will say. I don't check it as much as I used to, I think. And I'm not on, especially my beauty Instagram, as much as I once was. I don't know. It's interesting. On beauty Instagram, it just feels like people get very deep and they get very serious, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But then sometimes it's like, I feel like I didn't necessarily want to absorb that. And again, this is all me, so I just felt like I needed to make a decision for myself to maybe like back away from that space, which I have. And I mean, again, like I said, I'm still posting there. Like I just posted my first grid post in a while. I don't know what the future of that space will be for me, because I've always seen myself as mainly a YouTube person. But then within that time, and this was not just beauty, I was not, like, if you weren't a person I saw IRL every day, I wasn't really talking to you. Like, I have not been a good friend this year, I would say. I have, like, you know, the year's young. But so far this year, I feel like I have not been a great friend. I've not been good at responding to people because I have been very, I don't know, something clicked for me and I was like, I want to go inward. I want to go totally inward. I want to only really focus on myself and what do I want out of this year? What do I want out of my life? Like bigger choices. So I was journaling a lot, which I usually don't do, but is kind of a new thing for me that I've enjoyed. Like journaling a lot before bed each night to kind of absorb what maybe happened that day. I have been doing a lot of yoga, like a lot of yoga, which I'm really happy about. I'm really happy with where my practice is going and how much comfort I'm getting out of it and how consistently I'm doing it. Like I'm very happy with that part of my life. I feel compelled to look more into like astrology, and not just astrology, but just like my spiritual side. I know I've discussed on my channel before how I come from a Christian background and how I haven't totally rejected, I've rejected a lot of what so-called Christians are supposed to believe, but there's a part of me that's unfulfilled spiritually, and I think I'm making somewhat more of a conscious effort to maybe figure that out this year. It was going pretty well, I will say, and trigger warning for body dysmorphia and probably gender dysphoria, but definitely body dysmorphia. I have been really unhappy with how my body looks lately, and that was part of going inward, is realizing how unhappy I was with it and kind of like being pretty confused, because I don't ever want to come from a place of like, I'm doing a lot of yoga just to change my body, but I'd be lying to you if I said that wasn't a motivating factor, and I wish it wasn't. And like I mentioned, I've been wearing more coverage with my makeup because I want to neutralize my beard area, my stubble. And I also I have this like desire to just be like really pretty and femme with my makeup. It's kind of hard to describe if you haven't experienced some form of gender dysphoria before. An assigned male at birth, trans identity, I would say. But I have really leaned out of doing any complicated eye makeup because I feel very draggy with heavy eye makeup on at this time. Like, and what I mean by that is I don't feel like, I want to feel soft and femme, and I really want to lean into that. And I feel like my aesthetic goes so drag when I do darker makeup. And I want to be clear, I'm not saying I love drag queens. I love the art of drag. I love all of it. And I love people who wear really colorful and complicated eye makeup. But it isn't fulfilling my gender needs right now, is what I would say. I haven't really, even though, like I mentioned, I much prefer being a YouTube creator to ever doing anything on Instagram. I'm gonna go in with phytosurgence condensate. I don't know, I wasn't really interested in like being perceived by anyone during this time. because I felt really sensitive, and I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how, like, I don't know how to describe this, but I didn't like how I was being perceived by people. The time frame I'm talking about is like January and so far February, where I was really satisfied with how my life, like my inner life, was going, and being more self-aware and doing things just because I wanted to do them and things like that. But I also felt very sensitive about my physical appearance, and I just kind of wanted to exist in my own world, which is kind of what I did. And by kind of, that's what I did. I even, I filmed, like I said, a few YouTube videos. One's pretty much ready to go. It'll probably be posted after this. The other two I think I've scrapped. I don't think I like how they came out and how I was in them, so we're scrapping those. I have one that's going to be a project pan discussion / kind of talking about what I'm going to do this year with that. And then I don't know where I want this channel to go at this point, because I don't know. I feel like I'm still in the beauty space and I like beauty a lot and I'm really interested in it. I just haven't been interested in viewing most beauty content recently. I've just kind of been in my own world, which I've honestly really enjoyed. That's kind of what it is. I hope that all makes sense and is somewhat relatable. Except, here's the gag. So that all actually was going pretty well. Like, I wasn't depressed. I was, I was pretty sensitive about my body and my gender, like whatever, which I'm kind of always sensitive about my gender identity. And it was all fine. I don't know, usually when I like pull away from people, and I was, like I said, pulling away from anybody who I didn't see every day, like IRL, I just wasn't interested in, I also just hate communicating by text, I've realized, so I just wasn't interested in talking to many people, and that all was fine and good. Like, usually when I get like that, it's because I'm depressed, but I wasn't depressed, I was fine. I was happy as a clam with body dysmorphia. I have mentioned this before, but I play on a rec soccer team, and I was playing soccer this Wednesday, and it was a big game. It was the championship, which my team has never made it to the championship, so it was just, it's rec soccer, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of for the love of the game, for community, whatever. But I was really excited. Again, I was doing yoga a lot. When I say yoga, it's mostly power flows, which are not like rest and relaxation yoga. It's like pretty intense core strength exercises. And, some of the classes are like more stretch focused or spiritual alignment focused, but most are the kind of more intense power flows. So I was doing really well in them. I was really enjoying them. I felt like I was getting better. And then I felt my back do something weird while I was warming up for the soccer game. And I was like, I don't want to not play. And ended up playing like a pretty hard game. We lost, which was fine, but I scored a goal. And it was just a lot of fun. I also had friends coming to the game for the first time, so I really wanted to be able to play. And I was like, my body's pretty robust. I can probably play and I'll be fine. And after the game, I was like, my back feels really messed up. Got home, it just got worse. And then I had to open at work the next morning. And this all happened within the last week. And I realized that when I woke up, I was like, it took me 20 minutes to get out of bed because I just could not figure out how to do it without it being excruciating. And I somehow made it to work, which I don't know how. And I could not do anything. And I was like, I had to leave very early. I've been resting the last few days. I have been miserable because, like I mentioned, the way I was counteracting, for better or worse, a lot of that body dysmorphia was working out pretty intensely. And I think this was a sign from my body that was like, whoa. And the way I'm perceiving it is my body being like, listen, it's fine that you have goals. And obviously we have been working, my whole body has been working a lot harder than it's used to with all of the exercise I've been doing. But you can't destroy, or not can't destroy. I feel like my body's telling me you have to respect the body you have now. You can't destroy it in hopes that it will become the body you want. And that's really hard for me. But I think that's what it is. I think this is my body being like, you've got to stop. You need to slow down. You need to make sure you're doing this the right way. If you do want to lose weight or whatever it is you want. And I've been kind of a wreck the last 2 days. Yesterday I could barely walk anywhere. Today has been a lot better. I went on a walk. I do have a shift tomorrow that I feel like I can work. It's all good. Or maybe it's not all good. My back is still pretty sore, but I can like do most things, and it's just hard basically being told by my body like, hey, slow down. And that message of you can't, like, I have to take care of the body I have now, and I have to be grateful for the body I have now. Let's go back to the makeup. I'm gonna go in with this fabulous new blush I bought. This is the Valentino Eye to Cheek, and this is 100% because of Tom. They have talked about really enjoying this shade. I think it's like rose something, but on the back it just says shade 3. I don't know. I mean, I'll link it below. It's just like the most perfect like lavender cool shade, and it's very unique because it's still like definitely pinky, but it just has a really beautiful lavender hue to it. Beautiful, luxurious formula. I will say this packaging is funny because it looks really, like, aesthetically it's very pretty, and I do really like it. It feels, and this is the only thing I can compare it to, because it is like all very light plastic. It's not very heavy at all, but for some reason, the material and the color story and all of that, it reminds me of a Happy Meal toy, which I don't know if anyone's ever said that about the Valentino packaging, but it's giving Happy Meal toy to me. The product is beautiful. I don't regret buying it at all. It has just like a slight satin glowy finish, but nothing too dramatic, nothing texture enhancing. It's nice and blurring. Beautiful, beautiful product. And actually, for the I'm probably going to use it on the eyes in just a second, and we'll transition to the eyes now. I'm going to start, I already put some eye primer on a few minutes back, but I think I'm just going to do a base Victoria Beckham eyeliner in black, and then do some of this on top and maybe some other like glowy shades. I thought I was in a good place with everything and working toward things, and it was fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't fine. It's kind of the extent of it with my back. Again, like I said, I think it's starting, or it has today, it's gotten a lot better, and I feel like tomorrow I'm actually going to be able to go to work, which will be good, and hopefully it'll just continue to get better. That's the goal. I really would love more Victoria Beckham eyeliners because I do kind of use this one a lot. This sort of match, and they'll get covered up by makeup anyway. That's why I kind of like to do eyeliner as base, because then I don't have to be as precise with it, and I can just put things on top, and it looks a little bit more lived in, and again, soft and vim, but it also is a little bit easier to do. So I'm just gonna pop this Valentino in my crease and kind of just build up a lavender neutrally crease. That's gonna look really good with my blush. So on my YouTube channel, I've just been, I don't know if I've been overthinking, but I would say I've been more neglectful. I feel like I've been neglectful of what I've built, of all the hard work I put in. I don't know, I feel like I had a lot of people who were really excited about the work I was gonna do on this channel in the new year, and I feel bad about if I let anyone down in that regard. That makes me sad. I also feel like it was kind of a break that I needed, and to figure some things out. And I don't know, I feel like, again, I came into this year being like, all right, I'm gonna publish 2 videos a week, and that's how it's gonna be. And I've said this time and time again on this channel, but if you want to accomplish something, you have to do it in a way that is compatible with your personal psychology and productivity. And I do things at the last minute. I don't like to plan. I like to do things as I go, switch up quickly, be a little bit more on my feet. And that's how I need to do this channel if I'm going to succeed. I think I need to let go of this expectation for myself of needing a steady schedule. I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to let go of doing a video, like 2 videos a week or a video a week. I know I will be my most productive if I just do. So I just need to start doing. I need to not plan in advance because I change my mind a lot, or I just like I enjoy changing things around, and deadlines give me stress. I need to just go video by video. I need to be like, I'm excited to make this video. Let's make this video. Let's edit this video. Let's post this video. And then just keep doing that. And maybe there'll be projects that require more planning. But for now, what excites me is just doing what I want and doing it as I go. I feel better now that I've talked about some of this, and I'm being honest. So like I mentioned, I haven't been too into eyeshadow lately. I've been into very soft femme looks. I built myself a little palette. This is just like a neutral palette. Most of it's Viseart except this shade. This is Glazed Donut from the Sephora collection. Because when I was in Sephora buying the Valentino blush, I also bought this. Oh my God. Lord. Okay. I also bought this single shadow. I swatched one that was beautiful, and it was in this space, and I should have checked the back to make sure Glazed Donut was the shade I swatched. It might have been, because things just look different in Sephora lighting. But I swear there was another one I feel like I swatched, and I ended up getting this one that's a little bit different. It's fine though. I'm going to use a very light amount of it. I've been using I've been really into just skin tone shadows. So this is a little bit more heavy for shadow for me lately. A lot of times I will just put concealer on my eyes and then just a little bit of a shade like this, or Phytosurgence Lunar Lightwave. I've been using Lunar Lightwave basically every day, and I'll probably end up using it today. I've been really into naked eyeshadow looks, not Urban Decay, but my skin tone shadow, blinked out lids, a little bit of glitter on it, and that's it. I felt very pretty in that. This is a little bit heavier for me. It's still very pretty and light, especially compared to what I sometimes do. I think that's all I want for the eye look. I may grab just a little bit of brown eyeshadow and run it over where I have the black eyeliner, just to make it a little bit softer. So I'll spend a lot of time blending and going back in with colors, and then reinforcing that, and then going back in and just kind of making sure everything's really soft and light. And I feel taking that extra time makes it look a little bit more actually effortless, even though I'm putting a little bit more effort in. Now I'm going to go in with a product that I've been using a ton. In my Project Pan video, I talk a lot about products I want to hit pan on this year. And I didn't end up talking about this, but this is the one that I have hit pan in so far this year, the only product I've hit pan in. And I have quite the pan now, because I hit pan a week ago, and I've been using a lot of this. This is the Makeup Forever powder foundation. I have it in the shade 1Y08, which is a little bit yellow for me right now, but it's a pretty exact match besides just being a little bit yellow. And when I put it over the color corrector and the more pink leaning complexion products, it goes really well. And even though this is a powder and I have pretty dry skin right now, it doesn't look too dry at all on my skin, especially when I spray it with setting spray. And it does such a phenomenal job of blurring out facial hair that it is very much worth it for me to wear. Provides really great coverage. I'm very into it. And not just that, I have been using a lot of this Hourglass finishing powder that I have in this palette. This is the Jellyfish palette that they came out for with Holiday. I just mixed these two finishing powders. I think they're the ambient lighting powders. I've been doing it on this giant Real Techniques brush, and you wouldn't think it makes a difference, but I don't know if it'll read on camera, but it just adds the slightest glow and the slightest blur, and it really makes a difference in real life. I think this is the whole purpose of this product, that I never understood why people loved Hourglass so much, but now that I've tried this, it really just adds a soft focus, filtered effect without really looking like you're putting on any more product. It just looks like you put on a filter. I'm going to spray my face down again. And even though you can still definitely see stubble, because I have a lot of stubble, I do feel like all of that just really is helpful at blurring out everything that's happening, which I very much appreciate. I am going to add some highlighter, just using my Fenty Beauty Killowatt highlighter in lightning dust fire crystal. Another thing I've been wondering that I would like to get y'all's opinion on. I have been like accepted with this affiliate platform. It's just Shop My. I think they used to be Shop My Shelf, but now they're just Shop My Anything, I suppose. And I've been able to make affiliate links for a while, and I have decided not to. I have so many opinions on it. Would you be interested in a video like talking through whether I should or should not start using affiliated links? Like, it seems inevitable, but there's a part of me that's like, I need to start, or not need, but like it'd be nice to start making money on this channel. But also it feels a little counterintuitive with what I do. I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit confused about it right now, and I haven't decided what I want to do. So if anybody has any thoughts on affiliate links and whether I should use them or not, you let me know, and let me know if you would like a video on that. I'm going to use Lunar Lightwave from Phytosurgence. As far as my budget project for this year goes, it was going really well until yesterday. Because like I said, the back thing really freaked me out. I was just sitting around kind of spiraling, a little bit miserable, and it took me back to being miserable when I was really in my overbuying, and I just watched a lot of content and I was like, I just want to buy. Even though I've already spent my budget for this month mainly on the Valentino blush and the NYX pencil and then also the Sephora shadow, I was like, I just have a desire to buy things, and I did. So I broke my budget pretty hard this month. I have been really into Lunar Lightwave from Phytosurgence, so I bought some Phytosurgence shadows, and I also bought a couple of things I've been really wanting from Ritual Defy. I haven't really processed that yet because I just was in such a bad place these last 2 days. I'm sure I'll process that in a video soon. I'm hoping to do more of a longer talk about a budget update, how that's going. It was going pretty well. Now I'm, you know, I definitely broke it this month, so I need to decide what I'm going to do moving forward. I did not see my back going out and then me having all these feelings about it, so we'll see. I'm going to just apply some mascara. Oh, something else I've been into that we can do today is like a very bold lip. I usually am not a huge lip person, like lipstick. In being a little bit more soft with my face makeup, I've really enjoyed a bold pop on the lips. I just think it makes me feel very put together, makes me feel very polished. I want to use a Lisa Eldridge lipstick because this was a gift from family. I had some family go to London for Christmas. How nice. How nice. I didn't get to go, but it's fine. And they were like, would you want anything from England? And I was like, if you see any Lisa Eldridge makeup, I will take it. So I sent them a few products I would maybe be interested in, and they did end up, I think they went to Liberty. I don't know where they ended up getting it from. But they bought me Velvet Sorcery in the matte lipstick, the Velvet lipstick. It's beautiful. I've never had like a huge interest in Lisa Eldridge. It was one of those things where I was like, if I get it as a gift, that would be great, which is why I mentioned it to them. They also got me a liquid lipstick in Jazz, because I think I asked for, like, I was like, I would prefer, or I would want the matte lipstick, but then they couldn't find Jazz, or I don't know, they couldn't find a lot of shades in stock with the matte lipstick, so they got me the one that I wanted, and then they got me the Jazz one in the liquid formula. This is a great liquid lipstick, and this color is really gorgeous. I think I wear it in my Project Pan video. I'm gonna line my lips with Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, something I picked up in January. All right, and this is the final look. I feel very pretty. I feel very put together. I just love this lip color. It makes me feel very rich, which I'm certainly not, and very put together. I love even wearing this with like a much more basic face of makeup, like even less blush and just like very, very shiny, blank, almost nude cheeks, just using something like Phytosurgence Condensate. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I'm hoping we will have more videos out soon. And if you have any thoughts about where you want the channel to go, if you especially have any thoughts about how you feel about people who are conscious beauty creators using affiliate links, or if you want me to discuss that, I would be interested in doing that video. Again, subscribe if you want to see future content, and give this video a like. It helps me a lot in the Wild Wild West YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.